Sound production.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. It is your boy, Sir Yeetus. Welcome to episode 188 of Yeetus' Thoughts. I'm just going to go straight to the point, gentlemen. Why is it so hard to hold people accountable? Why is it so hard for people to accept the bad behaviors, the bad decisions that they've done in their lives, and then try to make better choices next time? What is so difficult about that? And I truly believe this is one of the main reasons why our society is going to shit in the West. Because it's never your fault. It is never, it's like some mystical being is out there to fuck up your day every day. Some weird fucking magic shit is going on that's causing the person to make one horrible decision after another. It's never because they did it themselves. It's always a scapegoat. It's always somebody else's problem, right? And that is very fucking annoying. Very annoying. But before I even get to that point, I am definitely going to invite somebody that can conversate on this topic because I'm telling you, gentlemen, the lack of accountability that's going on these days, it is it is astonishing. It is out of control. Why is it so hard to say it's my fault? I put myself in this position. Let me go ahead and rectify the situation and make sure that I don't make the same mistake again. What is so hard about that? Like, holy shit. Take accountability. But I'm going to add the one, the only Grey Ghost. What's going on, man?
Good evening. Well, I guess afternoon. It's not quite evening yet.
Yeah, I know we don't really do afternoon streams, but I feel this needs to be done because at this point in this day and age, it is getting out of control of the lack of accountability. What do you think about that?
Yeah, honestly, I feel like this is an extension of like serial bad parenting. And it does go back straight to removing the father and all fatherly influences from the household because it is through the father that accountability comes in. Like the mother, like being a woman, is far too concerned with keeping everyone happy. So they're willing to let consequences slide and ignore that stuff in favor of maintaining a positive emotion. Whereas, like everywhere, it's the father who's the one who says, no, this is not something that can just be swept under the rug. This is not something minor. There need to actually be consequences and accountability for all of these actions. So what you have now is with every successive generation, fewer and fewer children are growing up with any sort of accountability. And so you're getting a culture on top of that, which encourages people to avoid accountability by seeking out ways in which they are victims. It's because the greater a victim you are, the less accountable you are held.
You're correct. And one thing is, I know men always hold other men accountable, but even then, I even see that diminishing these days.
Well,
Like,
that's the thing. Is like
yeah,
we're at the age of what is a woman. Like, is the thing. Like, a man, I could give it a slight asterisk that a man respects. Like, if you respect another man, then you'll hold him accountable.
right.
But like, there are men that you just throw up your hands and be like, you know what? I'm not fucking bothering with this. Fuck this. Not even worth the breath.
I definitely see what you're saying. So all these things that are happening in this society, such as being fat phobic, being misogynistic, it's the patriarchy's fault. Um, uh, the person wasn't in his right mind, or this person has mental health issues. That's why he or she did atrocious acts that landed them in potential prison time, etc. It is becoming widespread. It is like, wow. Why is this so difficult? Why are people too afraid to say
Well,
you fucked up?
part of it is because there are consequences to that. Like, people don't interact in very casual ways anymore. You're always under some sort of authority hierarchy. Like, if you, like, say you're in elementary to high school, if someone's acting a fool and you try to hold them accountable, you will be reprimanded because they'll take on some kind of victim status. You'll be accused of bullying or like any other kind of bullshit. But you, as the rational person trying to hold someone accountable for being a piece of shit, will be held down by the authority figures of the school who want to encourage that kind of bullshit. And then, like, once you're out of the school system, you're in the workforce.
So pretty much for the most part, this is by design, in a
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, this is by design. Like, the societal structure has permeated basically every aspect of society. And it's not until you cross the wrong person. Like, I straight up see examples, like in my day to day life, of someone who is being a royal screwball and a fuck up, but they know who they can be a screwball and a fuck up around and who they can't. And if it's not someone with the outright capacity to fire them, they don't give a shit.
Huh. So that explains why these little girls, when I mean by little girls, I mean women that are 5'1", 5'2", thinking that they can get into a grown ass man's face without any type of immediate repercussions.
Yeah, and that's,
Because they're
well,
not
because
used
by
to
and
it.
large there aren't, because the man, like, if it was in a complete vacuum, it'd be one thing. But even if the woman doesn't know or isn't thinking about it, the man is thinking, is this worth the hassle? Is this worth talking to the police? Is this worth potentially having to fight off these other guys around me?
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. And that's why the lack of accountability is insane, right? As soon
Yeah.
as they cross a man that, is a very big advocate of gender equality, they look so shocked and confused when once they deal with consequences.
Like, that's the thing. Like if these women just straight up had the body and appearance of men and everyone looked around them as though they were men and they acted this way, they'd find themselves unconscious on the ground in half a second. Because if a man comes up and gets in another man's face and starts yelling at him, no man is going to jump to assistance or call the cops when the aggressor gets his ass handed to him.
Agreed, because we all have most of us have a understanding of, you know, there's always a threat of violence involved if you want to get aggressive.
Yeah.
So
But that's
I
the thing.
think,
But like, we
oh, what's up?
know that, but we know as men that if you treat a woman as a man, other men are going to start fucking with you. Like, that's why even if you're completely in the right, even if you react immediately and don't give time for the attention to grow, as soon as you have dealt gender equality to a woman, you must immediately leave the area.
That and stay strapped.
Yeah. Stay strapped and get out of there, because at that point, like, if the conflict carries on for a while with her getting in your face and you're just trying to stoic it out, that's going to acclimate the men around, and they're going to be waiting for their moment to jump in. That's why if a woman gets in your face, you need to respond immediately, like, and definitively, and then exit, so that everyone around you is still going to be processing what's going on by the time you're leaving.
And don't you love that all these men and women, but mainly men, think it's hilarious that you're getting berated and beaten up by a woman until you defend yourself? All of a sudden, it's the end of the world.
Yep. Yeah, but that's just the standard. I think so much of it is subconscious, because like, they recognize the laughter and the weakness. Like, they're not thinking of all the consequences. They're not thinking this guy is showing amazing self-control. They're thinking this guy is weak, and then when he strikes back, they think, oh, this guy is dangerous. Like, you are never going to be applauded for holding back against someone abusing you. That is not how people work.
And don't get me wrong, let's not forget about the men. Let's not forget about the men. Because I am definitely sick and tired dealing with the bullshit of men bitching, moaning, complaining about how life isn't fair, they should have done this, they should have done that, things should go their way, but at the same time, they make no effort whatsoever to make it happen. Like being fit, making money, getting girls, etc., whatever it is. But they just sit on their ass all day and literally do like jack shit. I'm sure you know somebody like that.
Uh, yeah, no, I've seen stuff like that, like guys who are entirely responsible for their own fuck ups, and they're quick to criticize others, but like you can see, like, look, dude, you ain't exactly doing all your shit right here, and you're fucking up in the wrong ways here. Like you live in a glass house. Stop throwing stones.
Agreed. And they love to blame other people or other scenarios on why they're in the current position that they're in their lives. I'm like, do you think anybody gives a fuck? Like, are you kidding me?
Oh no, and
Nobody
then
gives a shit. I might give a shit, but the world doesn't give a shit.
yeah, and that's the thing. And then what really fucking sucks is when you do give a shit and you actually reveal that you give a shit, and then they treat you with fucking disdain. It's like, okay, well, fuck you too then.
Right. Like, you give this person all these pointers of what he needs to do in order to get out of the current situation that he's in, and all you hear is complaining and excuses. Like, I'm not really the nice guy. I'm not the one that you want to complain to, because I'm very straightforward and to the point, right? Whether you agree with my message or not, I'm giving you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. And it's just insane on how many men out there they really want they really want you as a man to whisper sweet nothings in their ear to make them feel good about themselves. That's not how the world works. Sorry. You can
That's not
feel
how the world
good.
works. That's not how the world works for men.
Well, for
Like,
men, yeah.
yeah,
I'm specifically talking about men.
yeah, and that's really the thing. Like, we are so accustomed to a society and media geared towards women that men are just raised to believe this is how things are supposed to be. And then it's shocking for these men when it's like, no, no, this isn't how things work. And you'll notice consistently with these men that they have, if I'm going to say it for what it is, they've got daddy issues. Men these days have daddy issues.
You know what? Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, I can't disagree with you on that one.
Like,
I
it
don't even
sucks
think about it.
that sucks the truth, but it's the same problem. You have men who are emotionally weak, don't think things through, and make impulsive decisions, and they consistently have either absent fathers or have poor relationships with their fathers.
That is true. And let's keep it real. A lot of the times it's not even the father's fault, right? The bitter baby mama orchestrates the entire situation for the child to hate the father or, you know, make their relationship not work out. That happens a lot, actually.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, doesn't even, but it doesn't even have to be that.
It doesn't.
Like,
I'll just put it out there.
yeah, but normally you do have the mother and the father in an antagonistic relationship, and unless the mother is like beyond any sort of fucking salvation, the son is usually going to find some sort of kinship with her. Probably just due to emotional stuff, because when the father's the authority and the mother's the forgiveness, the kid is going to feel more emotionally positive around the mother. Kind of the same way that, like, candy and medicine, one tastes bitter, one tastes sweet. But it doesn't matter how much sweet candy you eat, you're not going to not make yourself sick.
I completely agree. And I'm going to address this right quick. Jiraiya, he says, Yeetus, I disagree. It is partially the man's fault. They are really weak these days and don't want to put their foot down. What do you mean by that? When it comes to
Probably enforcing other men or like for
Yeah.
enforcing accountability. But here's the thing: men don't have the authority. Like you can say a man's weak for not putting his foot down, but are you willing to risk your job or your freedom to hold another man accountable? I
No.
certainly don't. It's like no, like if a dude's fucking up, like I don't give a shit. It's beyond my fucking pay grade to fuck with this dude unless he's annoying me personally.
Okay. So this is what he means. Accountability and in parenting. In parenting, that's a different story. In parenting, you're as a man, your hands are really tied behind your back in the West. You can't do much as a father in 2022. Okay.
Like you basically have the option between a level of control over your child that your wife permits, or you will be removed from your child's life.
And for example, I'm gonna oversimplify the situation. Though the situation between 50 Cent and his son is so damaged, mainly because of the baby mama. But right now, the son, that is a grown ass man right now. I think he's 25, I think around there, 24, 25. I probably got the age wrong, but he's a grown ass man. And he is bitching to his father because his father doesn't give him enough money. Guess how much money that he gets in allowance every month? He gets
Uh,
$6,700 for free every month.
yeah,
And
make him work fucking 40 hours a week for the same money everyone else has to make.
yeah,
Uh,
and just to make it worse, see, here's the thing. Here's another thing when I talk about accountability, right? So the you heard about 50 Cent's story, right? Where he got shot 9 times early in his career.
Vaguely. I actually played the video game, but
Okay.
I wouldn't
You
say I
played the
know it
video
in
game.
depth. It wasn't a bad video game, man. It was
No,
actually
it was
kind of
pretty
fun.
good. It was pretty good. But his son was hanging out with the group of men that orchestrated the attack. If I was 50 Cent, you'll be officially disowned. Done. No
Yeah,
money. You are not part of you
like
don't
that's the
carry my
thing.
name. I don't give a
Like,
fuck.
it's fucking goddamn, fucking grown ass kid tries to your son tries to get you killed.
Or hanging around the people that try to get him killed.
Yeah, God, it's like no. Like that's the thing. Like I fucking agree with Hermit here. Like that's a bitch move on 50 Cent's part. Like because I mean, look at recent developments. Like Elon Musk gets fucking called all the bad names because he proposes peace by like government officials, and then he's like, you know what? I can't really afford to be giving Ukraine Starlink for free anymore.
I saw that yesterday. I
It's
was
like,
laughing for a good
I'm
minute.
sorry, that is like that's a more respectable move than giving your kid $6,700 to fucking bitch at you after he's already fucked around with your life.
And even when his son grew up to an adult and 50 Cent explained to them that the reason that you pretty much barely saw me is because first off, your mother kept you away from me. And on top of that, your mother got too greedy, trying to demand more money because she felt like he wasn't doing enough, even though she was literally spending around $25,000 a month of his money. So when they went to court and saw how much money he was giving the child, or to her and the child, they completely diminished the uh the support to like a few $1,000s.
I wouldn't be surprised if like the fucking son's giving money to the mom and he's bitching to the dad kind of on behalf of the mother.
Okay, so like once again, and people love to call me mean or whatever about it, but let's keep it honest. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it 100. What's wrong with holding your adult children accountable for their actions? Oh, but they're adults. They can do whatever they please. You're supposed to have unconditional. Listen, just because they can do whatever they want doesn't mean I have to agree or like it. So if my adult child does something that I completely disagree, something that I did not raise him or her to be, completely throwing out the morals and the ethics that I taught them, and becoming degenerates, I, as a father and as the head of the family, have 100,000,000% right to cut you out of my family.
For fuck's sakes, like, as soon as they turn 18, you are under no obligation as a parent to give them a fucking penny.
None. And on top of that, I don't have the obligation to have you around.
Now, like, as soon as they turn 18, you're not like you. There is no legal pressure to put a fucking roof over their head. Like, there's no pressure to give them a send. It could be very much, all right, here's your 18th birthday. Your shit's packed and out front of the door. Get the fuck going.
Right. And my parents could have easily done that. Oh, especially my dad. But he at least gave time to like me, my siblings, like, hey, are you going to college? Are you going to the military? Are you just going to get a job? You only got a few months. Figure it out because you don't have much time in the house. If you're going to go to school, then yeah, you can stay in the house. But if you're just going to get a job right away or go to the military, figure it out because you're not going to be staying here much longer. You're an adult. It's time for you to, figure out the world. And that's not a bad thing. In fact, I believe that's a good thing. What do you say about that, Gray?
Yeah, that's absolutely appropriate. In fact, I'd honestly say, like, when they're 17, you warn them as like, look, 18, I'm going to want you out on your own. So this year is going to be setting yourself up to get the fuck out, like, during your 18th year, because you're not going to be spending your 19th birthday under this roof.
Right. Because my dad said right away, I've done my obligation. Right? Keyword, obligations as a father. He didn't say that he's done being a father. He says I'm done with my obligations. So that's the difference, chat, so it doesn't get confused. So, and on top of that, just because I'm an adult doesn't mean like, oh, dad, you're still supposed to have my back. You're still supposed to support me, even though I steal cars and, I'm on rap videos, showing off AK-47s and shit. Listen, this unconditional love shit only goes so far. I dare, if I have a daughter, I dare her to come to me talking about, oh, you're supposed to support my adult film career. What are you talking about, dad? You're supposed to have my back. You're my dad. Blah blah blah.
Like, that's the
No,
thing. Like, unconditional, like, unconditional love, like, it's become twisted to mean fucking unconditional support. And that would be the like would you ever consider going up to somebody and saying, "Hey, I will always finance your life no matter what you do"?
nope.
No. That'd be beyond fucking stupid. Because at that point, what incentive do they have to be responsible with finances? Same thing. Like, if you give unconditional love and that translates into unconditional support, you should not be surprised when you create some of the worst people in imagining. Because what incentive do they have to be anything but utter scumbags? It's easy to be a shitty person.
Agreed. It's way too easy. Shit, you know how many times we're tempted every day? You already know, chat. How many times you've been tempted to do some shitty things just because you could? You can take the easy way, or actually have discipline and do the right thing. Here, let me address this right quick. If the kid responsible, it's kind of stupid to kick them out the house. No, it's not stupid in my opinion because I don't know where you're from, aerodynamic, but the culture in the West is different than the culture in the East. I know in the East, Eastern countries, they tend to have their kids in the house until in their late 20s or until they're married. Understandable, but in the West, if you're going to college, yeah, you can stay in the house if you want, sure, right? You gotta have a place to stay, and college is expensive to a lot of people. But besides that, if you're just going to the military or you just want to get a job,
Nah.
you're not
Okay,
gonna
no,
have that
but
much time.
here's the thing. I wouldn't even give them that. I'd be like, you want to go to college right after school? It's like, how the fuck are you affording that?
Bingo.
Like, I'm sorry, if you're like, what are you gonna? It's like, basically, here's the fucking modern 18-year-old experience. You're 18, you can do whatever you want. What's the first thing you're gonna do? I'm gonna go into massive debt.
The world is yours.
You can do anything you want. First thing you do, take out a massive fucking loan to be taught how to be an idiot.
Which is crazy. Which is why immediately, I applaud parents when they say, "Fuck the dorm life. Fuck the trying to have your little um college parties and shit, and go to a community college
That's
if
the
you want
thing.
to
Is
start
like,
with college."
that's the thing. But like going to college, like again, it's just been going to college. First thing is like, what the fuck industry are you going into? What are you going to do to make money now that you're 18? And this is this is why the fucking loan is insidious, because they've never had the responsibility prior, and the first thing you're going to do is give them a shit ton of money. Of course they're going to spend it fucking recklessly.
Agreed. Because I'm sure you've known people that went to college that had to work like a shit ton of hours to pay for their semester.
Oh,
I
fuck,
know I
man.
know people,
Dude, I fucking been there. I was like, there was a point where I was doing 2 fucking jobs while going to college.
and that's no joke, but it teaches you to uh have how you say good work
Did you?
ethic and be responsible with your finances,
Yeah,
and Weasel, he says, in my opinion, if you still live with your parents, you better pay rent or help with the bill and groceries. Yeah, I agree.
yeah. No, like, at the very least, once you turn 18, you're paying for your own fucking food.
Agreed.
What
Because
the?
there's countless
Like,
times when I came back after the military that I've helped with various things around the house, such as finances or labor purposes. Like moving things around or helping build stuff in a garage, etc. As a grown ass adult, you don't as a grown ass, actually, even after 16, you don't really live for free anymore. Like not everything will be paid for you at that
like,
point.
but I kind of address aerodynamics follow up. Like here's the thing.
Where's this follow up?
In his most recent comment, yeah, from Eastern culture, looked down upon to separate family.
Oh, right here.
So for housing purposes, the son at the very least better be contributing to the household expenses if they're not out on their own for work. Like something like, I guess it's going to depend on where you are, because my understanding is that out in the east everything's far more compact.
True.
Like,
Yeah, I've been there. Yeah, I agree.
So, like, there's that, like, that element there is going to encourage staying at home, because they're like, why should the son be paying rent to live in an apartment fucking 2 blocks down from the house? Like, when they could be paying that rent back into the family.
Which is understandable, but
Yeah.
for the most part, that's not how Western culture works.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's a West versus East thing.
Right.
Like, at the very least, if the child isn't going to contribute a reasonable amount back into the family household, then yeah, then they've got to be off on their own. And like out in the West, typically you have to move for your work. But then of course, like the breaking up of the family, like let's be honest, most families in the West are broken long before the kid hits 18.
True, but parents also, they love their free time when their kids move out. Oh, they love it. So many things that they're
So
able to do when their kids are not uh the top priority anymore. Yeah, they have the empty nest syndrome. Like, yeah, it's kind of weird that my kid's not here anymore. But overall, they love the vacations. They love to rekindle their love for each other again. They love going out all the time now. It's a good thing, you know. Like leaving the house early is not a complete bad thing at all.
like it's going to depend family to family at that point.
Yeah, I'll say it depends, but on top of that, right? That we got the technology now that we can always keep in contact with each other. So it's not as bad of a thing compared to back in the day.
But and then here's the thing: like if you're raising a daughter, on the other hand, because this really only applies to sons. If you're raising a daughter, for fuck's sakes, man, like if you're at all into this particular sphere, you should know by now that you basically better be vetting men for your daughter's marriage on her 18th birthday.
But you already know at this point, you already know how the culture works, the feminism and the state, etc. And your daughter went, like I'm telling you, there's countless photos and documents showing the evolution of a daughter before college and after college. And I'm telling you, it's downright terrifying of the transformation that the women go. Like once they go to college and once they come back home, half their hair is gone. They look like fucking My Little Ponies, like with rainbow hair and piercings all over their fucking everywhere. Like
Like
what the
let me
fuck?
be honest. Like what? I'll be completely honest, and I'd say this, like men out there, if you are seriously thinking I want to send my daughter to college, what you are really saying is I wish my daughter was a son.
What do you mean by that?
Because that's like you're basically saying I want my daughter to live on her own and be a part of the fucking wage slave workforce.
You're right. I completely agree. Um, it shouldn't get to that point. In my opinion, she should, as young as possible. I agree, should be. And and even when she was going to college decades ago, they mainly went to college to look for a husband. Now it's not even the case anymore. They this radical feminism, this fourth, fifth wave feminism, literally is teaching women that yeah, it's okay that you can work for decades, completely wear yourself out, stress yourself out to the point where you can't have periods and shit anymore. No family, no husband, no kids, nothing until you're 65 or until the day you die. That's the definition of empowerment. That's the
And like,
definition.
but the other thing is, like, if you send your daughter to college, especially these days, because here's the thing: the whole "I'm going to college to find a husband" thing, they didn't fucking think that up all at once. It was because some very smart women had already done that and succeeded, and they were trying to emulate them. But by the time they would try to emulate them, college had already adapted to women, and it was too fucking late.
Agreed.
It's kind of like it's like trying to. It would be like trying to make a brand new cryptocurrency today, and thinking that you're going to be the next Bitcoin.
I completely agree with that. And once again, kiss her dignity, kiss her security, etc. All that, kiss that goodbye. Because
That's-
if she goes to college, I'm telling you, gentlemen, I've been to college myself. I'm sure Great Ghost, you've been to college as well, right?
Yeah, I've been there.
Gentlemen,
Did a-
the amount of men that they go through at one night, the amount of men that women will go through in one night, you will literally disown your daughter on the spot. You will literally disown her. Football team, soccer team, basketball team, whatever man that she can find, and of course she's gonna blame it on the alcohol and shit, right?
Yeah, well, let's be honest, man. It's so many. You would be like if your son came home and he told you that he'd been through that many women in one night, you would at the very least be disturbed.
I would, because I'm like, so like your dick ain't falling off, like what the fuck, like, 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 like I know it's different for a son and daughter, but even as a son, going to college and going through that many women, it's like, bro, slow down. Like the fuck? Like, why are you running around like a rabid dog? But here's the thing, gentlemen. It's a lot easier for women to get sex than men. Way easier. So sending your daughter to college is like literally sending her to the casting couch. It's not going to end well. Even if your daughter is average looking at best, like she ain't the pretty one. She can still run through a bunch of dudes.
And that's like that's the crazy thing is like if you send your daughter there for that, you are saying, I wish I had a son because not only do I want you to go and work yourself to death, I am sending you to a place that will annihilate your marriage prospects to a decent man. Saying, I don't want you to get married to a decent man. I want you to be a fucking workhorse debt slave for the rest of your life. And then I'm going to be relying on you in my old age to support me.
Pretty much. That's pretty much one of the main things of having a son for the most part. A son, see, here's the difference, gentlemen. A son still stays with the family even when he gets married. The daughter has a whole new family she needs to take care of. She won't be nearby her family for the most part, right? If she decides to get married to a guy in Peru, married to a guy in fucking Madagascar, she's going with the husband back to his homeland. So that's a lot of reasons besides, a son is a lot easier to raise on why parents prefer the son over the daughter. Right? I'm not saying all parents. I'm just saying majority of them. But of course they can't choose, right? It's a gamble. That's, evolution, right? That's biology. But how things are going these days in 2022 in the West, and here's the thing: you've noticed a lot of men groaning and like rolling their eyes after they have the gender reveal that they have a daughter. Have you noticed that? And then all these women are yelling at the man. Why are you so upset? What? Oh, is that how you feel about your daughter? What if your daughter sees this? I'm like, so you really are confused and mad at the man on why he's having a daughter in 2022 and why he's so upset about it? Do you know what your sisterhood is doing out there? Maybe that's why. OnlyFans,
not to mention
adult films,
not to mention the men that are actually like getting. I wouldn't even call it married. I just call it fucking baby trapped these days.
Definitely.
Like guys, these are not the fucking nice, responsible, well-off kind of dudes. So it's like, nah. These are largely fucking bad boys that are settling down, and now they're like, ah, shit. I gotta protect her from dudes like me.
Agreed. Because you know how much damage a bad boy can do, that a player can do. And they ain't gonna have no mercy about it too, because once again, the bad boys or the players, they have options, not the average men. We ain't talking about the average men. We're talking about the Chad and Tyrones out there that settle down, whether it's their choice or not, and then they have a daughter themselves, and they realize, like, fuck, like, oh, oh, and then they will, and once again, a lot of people want to go after the father. The tradition, like the prom stuff where the father, literally interrogates the her date to the prom, like interrogates the fuck out of him. Like, there's a reason why, and you know this. There's a complete reason why. Because he knows how he was himself back in the day. He knows. Things didn't change. Especially in 2022. Chad and Tyrone are winning, and they're winning a lot. And they're not going to hesitate to slay as much puniti as possible. And they ain't going to feel bad about it.
Like, and the thing is, like, it's happening faster. Like, from what I know, like, just the guys that I know that I've met recently, 2 of them have accidentally knocked up a chick. Like, within the past 2 months.
Oh boy. Whew. I know it's gonna suck to be them. I'm telling you. Make sure to get tested.
Yeah, I'm gonna, like, when it gets close, I'm gonna try to pass on the message, like, before you sign that birth certificate, make sure you get a paternity test.
Agreed. Chad and Tyrone pay more than you think. Well, of course, I know. But once again, it's not as bad. The consequences is not as bad as the benefits that Chad and
Like, here's the
Tyrone
thing.
has.
Like, Chad and Tyrone might pay more than they think later, but compared to what they get, they pay less than they would owe. Like, Chad and Tyrone are not paying more than the man who gets nothing, or the man who's fucking paying out for Chad and Tyrone's bastards.
Mephisto, he says, really, Sir Yeetus, who gives a flying F about Chad and Tyrone scoring the action? Who wants to get with the type of model women right now? I don't think you are understanding what I'm trying to say. Chad and Tyrone in this current dating market, they're winning, okay? And what's a man's biological imperative? To spread his seed far and wide. Far and wide. That's his goal. That's something that you cannot deny.
Yeah,
And the
like
fact
Chad
that
and
Chad and
Tyrone,
Tyrone has all
Tyrone
these options right now. Countless options out there. That's the difference. I don't know if you're an average man or not, but
like,
you can at least agree that average man, they get 0.001% of the action compared to Chad and Tyrone. It's countless.
And
what's up?
But the thing, but beyond that, them getting the action, like, that'd be one thing if they were just fucking ruining women for marriage. It's when they're putting fucking babies in these women that then other men have to pay for, either because the dude gets cucked, or because now it's a single mother who's a tax drain.
Mephisto, yeah, so what? Chad and Tyrone are happening in the US and UK. Look elsewhere. Chad and Tyrone are around the world. What are you talking about? Chad and Tyrone are around the world. I'm just saying it's a lot better, way better for Chad and Tyrone in the US.
Like, it's more so that Chad and Tyrone are held to less account in the West.
Well, like I said before, men congratulate these men because once again, it's very difficult for a man to get that many options. That's why they're praised for getting that many bodies.
That's the thing, they're praised because these men want to be the Chad and Tyrone. They want to be the guy that can fuck around and get a whole bunch of women on his dick and not have to fucking pay for it.
Yeah, when Chad and Tyrone are in the store getting everything 90% off or completely free, everybody else is looking through the window like, yeah, do it. That's just how it is. Like, I don't see how it's a big deal. I'm just saying that when it comes to Chad and Tyrone, that's the reason why you don't want to send your kids or send your daughter to college. Because Chad and Tyrone won't hesitate to slay her and then leave her on the side of the road. No remorse, no nothing.
Your daughter is not going to, like, honestly, just shortening it up. Your daughter is not going to find a husband in college. She's going to make herself ineligible for marriage. Send your daughter to college. You're saying, I don't want you to get married.
And then on top of that, she has those radical feminist ideals drilled into her head. So that makes it even worse.
Like, well, I guess it usually, if it was just Tad and Tyrone, it's like, I don't want you to get married to a good man. And now it's, I don't want you to get married, period.
Yep. No marriage. Marriage is part of the patriarchy. Yeah, men are bad. Men are evil.
The family unit is the cornerstone of all oppression.
Max Simon, $5. I'm assuming Australian dollars. Are you from Australia? Okay. Hey, thank you for the donation, man. I greatly appreciate it. Warband destroy PUA roaches today and never betray MGTOW. Greenston. So I have to watch the rest of the live stream. I don't think I watched the entire thing. Who is this caller that everybody's talking about?
I think it was some like fan of Hormax or whatever that called in.
God.
Yeah, I was doing a consultation at the time, so I didn't really catch it, but I was glancing over at chat every now and again, and yeah, it was basically a dude who, like, apparently was in such a fucking low point in his life that Hormaxer was his fucking hero.
True. I'm gonna have to watch it then, because it sounds very interesting. A very interesting conversation. Hopefully, Chronic clips the conversation.
Hopefully, it doesn't get fucking pulled off of YouTube.
Oh, it was that bad?
I don't know.
I was about to say.
Like, it could be. Like, shits have gotten pulled off of YouTube for less, I'm sure.
True. Dads should find husbands for their daughters instead of letting them date. Agreed. That's one of the things that the Middle East got right. They literally have to. There's no dating. There's no fornication. None of that shit. Okay, like the man has to present his credentials to the head of the household and various male figures within the family for there to be any type of approval to get any further. Because guess what? I guarantee you, if it was possible for a majority of women to find a good husband, a great husband, to work and do all this other crazy shit that a man should do, a lot of women would not be working right now, right? But because of feminism, now there's a bunch of nonsense going on that men is keeping women down, men are holding women back, and blah blah blah. But as soon as these same group of women, they get the exact same benefits and or a taste of responsibility of what a man does, all of a sudden, I want to get married, I want to have kids when they're 35 or 40. It's too late. It's too late. That's the big thing that I'm going to laugh until the end of my days. So many women, like, how many times do I have to say it? They don't learn until it's too late. They do not learn. They don't learn. They just, like,
they're protected from they're protected from consequences until the consequences are too big to ignore, and at that point, nothing can be changed.
Agreed. No matter how many white knights, no matter how many simps, no matter how much the state protects these women and give them benefits and whatever it is, they can't stop time. Time defeats all.
Like it'd be like say you're playing a video game, like let's say a Dark Souls style video game, and you get one life. There's no respawning. But if a move doesn't kill you in one hit, then you're fine, and you take no damage. So you steamroll through most of the early to mid game, and you learn to not be afraid of attacks. And then you get one shot and it's game over, and that's it.
Literally. And they want us, see, and you know what, I'm gonna capitalize on this. Have you noticed a lot of women are trying to push out there on the media that a middle-aged woman is sexy,
Yeah.
which is weird as fuck. Like they keep pushing that narrative, like, yeah, middle-aged women, they're so
But that's the thing,
experienced.
because it works on women. Like we've seen, if you lie to a woman repeatedly and lie at her from multiple angles, she will think that it is true and will in turn begin to parrot it. Same with the soy boys. The problem is the men that they're trying to get to believe this stuff, if they were the type of men who would believe something just from fucking peer pressure, then they wouldn't be in this situation to begin with. And the
Agreed.
thing is, like, and I'll hear some guys who do say that kind of stuff that they like older women. I'm like, what the fuck copium are you on right now? Just because you can't pull a fucking teenager to early 20-year-old does not mean that women in their 30s with a BMI of 20 are sexy.
I completely agree. I agree with that. See, that's the big thing. I've seen a couple of videos of women hitting like their 60s. And I know that one famous video of this ex model. She used to be a model. And it was very weird. Like throughout the interview, she just kept stripping off her clothes. Like, why are you taking off your clothes? Put it back on. Like, I don't want to see
God,
that shit.
like that one episode where have you seen the Black Dynamite anime?
Yes.
Remember when Bill Cosby kidnaps those actors and he's trying to redeem them? So he's throwing money at the woman saying, "Put it on, put it on."
Oh god,
She's
yeah, I
fucking
remember
traumatized.
that. I definitely remember that, and I'm telling you, gentlemen, you need a. It's going to get worse, gentlemen. I guarantee you, within my lifetime, they're going to be pushing young men, especially young men of value. They're going to try their best to push narrative that elderly women is where it's at. Yeah, the 65-year-old mummy
Yeetus,
puniti.
Yeetus, how have you not heard of the GILF tag?
I didn't see that pop up per se as like popular until I say 2016. 2016 it started start a trend. I do know what the GILF shit is, but it wasn't popular till around 2016.
Yeah,
But I
that's
guarantee you it's going to be mainstream. In my lifetime, they will be
I can
pushing.
already like
What's up?
from fucking banner ads and shit. I can already tell you it's being pushed.
Because the amount of single women that's going to be around within what's it called? It said by 2030, 45% of women in the United States will be single. You know, like
Yeah.
not married. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, sorry. I'm kind of laughing because apparently I've traumatized chat with by mentioning the GILF tag.
Hey, it exists, gentlemen. I'm telling you, you will see it on commercials. You're going to see it on late night shows. You're going to see it on social media. They will be pushing hard for men, successful, attractive men that women are trying to strive for, right? Like, oh yeah,
No. That's the thing. They're not pushing for those kinds of men. Those men still get with the 18-year-olds. They're
I,
pushing it where the GILFs get with the extremely young men.
so you talking about saber-tooth tigers, not just cougars.
Yeah.
That's what they're pushing for.
Like, that's the thing. Like it's evolving from cougars to saber-tooths. Yeah.
Huh. And that's well, I'm not surprised about that. But what I'm saying is overall, the problem of single women, because once again, gentlemen, it's already being supported in general. The state giving Social Security, giving food stamps, giving Section 8 housing, etc. That is going to be too much to handle. There's going to be so many single women out here within 10 years that the state won't be able to support it anymore. They won't.
Which it would totally be convenient if a large number of people were to experience sudden adult death syndrome within the next 3 years. Then wouldn't it? Be terribly convenient, wouldn't it?
Very, very, very convenient situation. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm gonna address these super chats right quick, and then we will continue. Hermit, $2 donation, man. Thank you very much. He says a caller said Hormaxer was his hero.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? I'm not even going to try to go in on, man. $5 Australian dollars, I'm assuming. Thank you very much once again, Max. Chronic crashed POA stream while they infought and got them to hate troll so much about playing with Fire's girl they quit stream. They made him quit stream?
That's some epic level trolling right there.
Damn, how intense was that raid?
To be fair, chances are when Chronic raids, he's bringing like double the number of people who are already watching the live stream.
Oh my god, that is
like we got 65. Imagine right now if you had fucking 200 trolls raiding this stream right now.
I'll probably laugh my ass off, not gonna lie.
But that's the thing. But like the difference is, like you and I have a sense of humor about this kind of stuff.
That is true. God damn. Actually, not gonna lie, I think I was part of the raid. I don't really remember. I went out to the bar like late last night, so
you wake up, you're a stranger. It's like, who did I troll last night?
wait, I was in this raid?
Oh, I was in this raid. You see, you're like, what the fuck's this Discord? Where the fuck's this YouTuber? What the hell did I type last night?
But at the end of the day, gentlemen, what we're trying to preach about right now is accountability. Accountability is lacking so much in today's society. It is literally one of the main reasons why society is deteriorating in the first place. Okay? Nobody wants to take charge of their own lives. I'm talking about these feminists, these soy boys, the femboys, lazy men with no ambition, these single 50-year-old women that still believes that they're hot shit and they can pull the Prince Charming. So many men out there, so many women out there that does not want to take control of their lives. It's always somebody else's fault. They're crying and pouting and woe me, my life is horrible. Did you put yourself in a situation? No, it was his fault. It was that fault. Blah blah blah. That's pretty much the premises of my live stream, gentlemen. We need to understand that accountability is very important for society to function. What do you say about that?
That's the thing. Like, this is where I'd actually say we need to. Okay, so that's the thing. We can't really do much about getting society to hold itself accountable. There's so many fallbacks and counters to that kind of stuff. You can't hold most people accountable these days. So instead, as for what you can do, you've got to double down on holding yourself accountable for stuff.
I completely agree.
Like, because you got to realize, like, you can be royally fucking up these days and no one is going to tell you.
Yeah, nobody's going to say anything. Nobody's going to, unless you have people in your life that actually gives a damn, right? I mean, mainly your
Yeah,
parents
but
or your
that's
siblings or
I think
whatever.
I wouldn't even trust. I wouldn't even say you could trust that. Honestly, I'd say like, look, if you are fucking up your own life right now, no one is going to tell you.
I
Don't
say,
assume people like
uh,
someone might, but I wouldn't count on it.
yeah, exceptions to the rule. I know a couple of people that will not hesitate to say, hey, like the fuck you doing? If I'm like snorting, some sugar up my nose and shit and just going ape shit. But I do see what you're saying that people secretly want to see you fail. They want to see you fail, or they just don't give a shit.
Well, that's the thing. Like, there's one dude I knew. Like, he seemed decent enough, but one thing I thought is like, you're doing shit that's grating on people around you, and you're doing some really like not necessarily bad things, but stuff that I wouldn't think is advisable and is probably going to fuck you over in the long run. And I didn't say that shit to him outright because he'd probably just fucking blow me off and I had to see the guy on a regular basis. But and also like I don't know this guy well enough to have this kind of conversation. It's not my place for it.
I
Like
see what you're saying.
I can't control someone's life and they're not going to be receptive to me, especially since there's not that deep rapport or understanding. And given how loose connections are in this day and age, I'd say that that's probably applicable to most people. Even people who've been friends together for years, like having direct, outright confrontations or interventions, that doesn't happen. People can absolutely be fucking their own lives up and their friends will just be kind of supportive, but they'll try to be more supportive when the person does something right. But that's the thing. Like, so in this day, you've really got to second guess what you're doing. Take a step back and reevaluate your own life because you can't trust the people around you to tell you when you're fucking yourself over.
Agreed. Agreed. I completely agree with that. Nobody except for one or two people, if you're lucky, will point out your fuck ups. Actually say you're fucking up right now. But for the most part, no. They won't say anything because in today's society, it's all about me. We live in a narcissistic era, gentlemen. It's all about what I want. Fuck everybody else. In my opinion, that is also another reason society is fading away. Because whether you know somebody or not, whether you like somebody or not, or whatever, blah blah blah, holding people accountable is crucial. It's crucial.
But here's the other thing.
What's up?
Like, because I've seen some of the people who do actually try to be the moral busybodies, and 9 times out of 10, they want you to sacrifice your life for others. Like, I'm not someone who currently thinks that sacrificing for a greater good is the correct path. Not in this day and age. Not when the greater good is fucking co opted by people who want you to sacrifice for their good. I'm
Yeah, you just end
strong
up on
advocate. Like I'm a strong advocate, and I've said this several times. You got to evaluate what is right for you, not just in the short term, but the long term, and what is beneficial, not just what feels good. And you focus on that. And everyone, I believe, should focus on their individual success and advancement and not try to sacrifice their advancement for someone else in this modern day because the collectivists have been fucking co-opted to the point where you're just throwing your life away for someone else's wallet.
Yeah, like I said before, it's all about me. Me, not you, me. Not society, me. Not my family, me. I'm talking about in general, not everybody.
That's the
So,
thing. Like I fall into that category, and I just try to be like, look, it's been Like, I just want to find a situation where, look, this is beneficial to me, but that doesn't mean that I need to sacrifice anyone else. I can be beneficial to other people while also completely looking out for my own self-interest.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying, but I still want to point out holding people accountable is crucial for society to work. If nobody's held accountable, everybody believes that they can do whatever they please. And this is why the shit's going on right now in society. That is just getting out of control. Nobody's telling other people, yo, you're being a fucking idiot. Sit the fuck down, shut the fuck up, and do what you gotta do. No. People out here are identifying as Apache helicopters and shit.
Oh, actually, I got to make a video on this. There's literally one person on TikTok identifying as a ghost.
Yeah.
I gotta take fucking issue. I gotta take fucking issue with that. Like I'm sorry. I don't accept people in ghost face.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Yes, sacrificing for the greater good is not really. It's up to you, but it's like, hey, your greater good will not be as recognized as you want it to be. You might be on the news and you be on a couple T-shirts, and people you haven't talked to in 20 years want to go on social media and say, "Hey, he was my best friend. Oh, he was the best person," blah, 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 and then you'll be forgotten.
No, let's be honest, Heat. If you actually do something fucking righteous, they will do one of two things. They are either going to completely misinterpret and distort whatever your message was to suit their objective, or they're going to fucking bury you.
I see what you're saying. But besides the media part, you'll end up on a couple T-shirts. You're going to have people you haven't talked to in decades saying how of a great person you are and how much they knew you and blah, blah, blah. And then that's it. You're gone. And that's literally society today. So, you can sacrifice for the greater good. You can if you want, chat. I'm not stopping you, but I'm just saying your righteous deeds won't be as recognized as you will like it to be. So just put it out there. Yeah, and there is a person changing subjects that wanted to identify as a Korean or as an Asian man. So
why? I'm sorry, but like, why? There's no benefit to that. You're making your life harder. It's like, oh hey, like what? Like, oh hey, I'm a white dude. I know getting into college is too easy these days. I want to go on super hard mode.
Yeah, that's like I said, right? And Colt, he says, how without the authority to hold them accountable? That's a great question. You can't. But I'm still going to make a gigantic rant about this because this is why society's going to shit. Everybody is just running around with fucking scissors. And then when they accidentally stab themselves, they're going to blame the scissor.
That's the thing. Like, without the authority, that's the thing. We can't hold most people. But there definitely is at least one person in your life that you can hold to some degree of accountability, even if it is just not socializing with them as like when they are doing stupid shit. Like, there is someone who you can withdraw your attention, time, and money from as punishment to hold them accountable. Everyone has at least someone like that in their life.
That is true. Bam. Weasel, Diesel the Weasel. It's pretty fucked up. Dudes who do something righteous, self-sacrifice, are remembered the same as a serial killer. Well, it is pretty fucked up, but that's life. Being infamous is a lot better than, laying your life down for somebody, right? Only a select few of people are truly recognized as that person, but the majority of us, we're just a number, right? As men, we're expendable, and that sucks. I know.
Yeah. No, I actually thinking about it. Here's some. Like, here's your fucking black pill of the day. All of the men who have sacrificed themselves protecting women will never get as much attention as Jeffrey Dahmer.
Never ever. Not once I've heard somebody being immortalized for laying their life down for a woman being attacked on a street or something. I've not seen one statue, no memorial, nothing. That's why being notorious is a lot better if you want to be remembered. And that's what a lot of these serial killer slash people that want to air out a public area, that's what they want. They want the publicity. That's what they want to live in infamy. So, because they know the bad will always be remembered way more than the good things you've done. So,
Also, I got a question from Real Talk here, actually.
where?
Up a little bit.
Oh,
Would you say that one must be selfish for themselves before they can be generous to a co-opted or distorted moral society? You know, these are subject morals and not objective. Like, honestly, I'd say don't, like, it's not even a matter of doing it before. I'd say just don't. Like, don't consider these morals of society at large. Like, you got to look out for you. Like, the morality of society these days, you only follow the stuff that is actively beneficial to you. Like, I mean, like, if you try to, and these people, like, the people running this shit, they don't even hold themselves to their own standards. As we say all the time, like, if these people didn't have double standards, they'd have none. They have one set of rules for the people they like and a completely different set of rules for the people they don't. So trying to follow their standards at all, regardless of how good a position you've put yourself in, it's just going to destroy you.
agreed. To Real Talk, Yeetus, in my opinion, there is a reason that they always say on an airplane that you must put your oxygen mask on first before you put another person's mask on, i.e., help yourself before you help society. Agreed. That's a good analogy. I agree.
Yeah.
If
And
you're
it's very simple because, like, if you prioritize putting someone else's mask on, then you might pass out before you get to complete the task, and then there's two people passed out on the plane.
pretty much, if your shit's not in order, what the fuck can you do for anybody else? So I definitely agree, Dry. I agree. Pretty sure I missed something. Give me a second. Do. Diesel the Weasel. Correct me if I'm wrong. Don't women simp for serial killers? Like I don't know,
Hybristophilia. That's what it's called, apparently. Like, their attraction to that kind of danger and bullshit.
No, that's natural in my opinion. That's just female nature. They're attracted to that shit. Don't they got
So they got to come from a fucked home to be attracted to that?
No.
Nah, that's just normal.
It's normal. Being red pilled in 2022, it teaches you that the women, they're just attracted to those type of men. They can't help it. And there's various scientific reasons why, and on top of that, there's other reasons why, but mainly scientific, right? Because these aggressive bad men, they show characteristics that women are biologically attracted to.
Yeah.
But good question.
And that's, yeah. Like, but yeah, it's not just from a family home now. The ones from a fucked up family home, they have less shit preventing them from acting on such desires. Because a fucked up family home is, let's be honest, an absent or neglectful father.
Agreed.
That's what constitutes a fucked up family home. Either a shitty dad or an absent dad.
And for example, the person named Chris Watts, he was known recently of yeeting his entire family, including his pregnant wife. He's the recent bad guy that got sentenced to life in prison, but he gets countless love letters and naked photos from women. Yeah, various households. It's not just one group. It's from various women from various backgrounds. They know he yeeted his own children and his pregnant wife, but they do it anyway. I don't think there's affiliate to it. I don't think so. No, it's normal in my opinion. Yeah, he's trash. But guess what? Women are attracted to that. They're attracted to that.
Well, let's be honest. You look at the fucking rooms of the modern women, and it's obvious they're attracted to trash.
True. I'll give you that one. I agree. Do.
Yeah. Jiraiya, is this also why women are attracted to dark triad personalities? Yeah, like that's the thing. Like on the basic instinctual level, a man that has these kinds of personalities, that is security of resources. And you know, this actually makes me think for a second here.
Hold up. Dark triad. What do you mean dark triad?
The kind of things that makes fucking like serial killers sociopaths. Like apparently there's 3 personality types that when they interact they make this kind of like perfect storm of psychotics.
Like I said, gentlemen, they love these type of men until they're the next victim. Just put it out there. That's literally how it ends almost every time. They want these type of bad boys to be mean to the world but nice to them. But once these bad boys turn their attention on them, all of a sudden it's a problem. All of a sudden men ain't shit. All of a sudden all men are trash. Just think on that, gentlemen.
No, you get all this kind of bullshit, but I'm actually thinking here, like, so as for why, the more I think on it with this, I'm honestly starting to think that the biological reason that women go for this isn't necessarily to secure stuff for their child. I think it makes far more sense if you simplify it as like women are out to secure resources for themselves. And producing children is simply another method of producing resources for oneself, securing them. That a woman only has a child with a man to try and keep the man around. And the resource acquisition by a woman is never meant to benefit the child. It's all about to benefit her.
Yeah, and on top of that, women get better social standing if they're associated with the bad boy. Because just associating with the bad boy alone, she'll be way more protected. If she mentions just the bad boy's name, like I know so and so, or I'm in a relationship with so and so, people will be a lot more hesitant to do anything wrong to her directly, knowing that there could be dire consequences.
Or even just straight up acquire more resources or do more favors. Because they're trying to get in good with so and so.
Agreed. Why do you think, gentlemen? A lot of women, they're like, and women do this a lot more than men. Do you know who I am? Do you know who my boyfriend is? Do you know who my father is? Blah 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 blah. So they can get their way. Think on that, gentlemen. Just gotta think on that. That's one of many reasons why they want a top dog that makes 6 figures and 6 foot whatever and blah blah blah. It's a cherry on top if he's a bad boy as well.
Well, let's be
'Cause-
honest. Like, I'm pretty sure that there's tons of men who are over 6 feet tall, but they're not bad boys.
No,
And so they're single. Like, they're probably like just fucking like skinny, kind of dorky dudes. But
true.
they're over
But
6 feet tall.
I was just speaking on just the status alone. You know, whether that person's a bad boy or not, it will give them points. But cherry on top, if that person was a bad boy, that makes, like, for example, if
That's the thing.
a woman has a
But here's the
problem,
thing.
if a woman has a
But-
problem, and then she's like, do you well, who's a good example? Give me a second. My lover is Conor McGregor, or my lover is John Jones, or like some erratic motherfuckers that won't hesitate to whoop your ass if they feel that you did their girl wrong. You know, a lot of people will have second guesses on trying to piss her off or whatever, you know? That's what I'm trying to say. You know,
I'm in agreement there. But I'm also thinking like the whole over 6 feet thing. I think that is partially just something that they've heard, so they parrot. But realistically, like what they will choose, like they would choose a fucking bad boy who gets in trouble with like the law over like a 6'5" dude who's completely straight laced and kind of dorky and timid.
agreed. I agree with that. Give me 1 second. I have to address this right quick before I forget another one. Max Simon, thank you for the $5 donation. He says it was legendary. Chronic could have planned it if he wanted to. He just randomly said, "Let's do a raid." 200 warband in the chat. Call us incels. That's always they go to. And I'm gonna do a stream on that word as well. Like,
But like, let's
that
be
word
honest.
is so out of control.
I guess here's the thing. Okay, PUAs. I'm just gonna get into this real quick. PUAs. Stop insulting incels. That's your market. If it wasn't for incels, you guys wouldn't have your fucking careers or whatever. Because it's incels who are paying for your shit rather than improving themselves. If they weren't involuntary celibates, they wouldn't need PUA.
They're allowed to shoot themselves in the foot. I don't know why. I don't know why they do that, bro.
I mean, like, but here's the thing. It's like, it's kind of like the fucking Hollywood thing. They're insulting their core audience, and then they're complaining that no one's buying their product.
Get woke, go broke.
That's the thing. Like, if you're insulting incel, if you insult an incel, either A, that's someone who you need to exploit for money, so you should be flattering them. Because they clearly don't have the willpower to fucking improve themselves or just get their mind out of pussy. So that's someone who you can extract a shit ton of money from. Or B, they're not an incel. They're either getting laid or they just have standards. And you look like an idiot.
They always look like an idiot. It's ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
It's getting out of control at this point. It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny that they're turning on each other, right? Not just feminists, but POAs. They always turn on each other at the end of the day.
Well,
It
that's the
just
thing.
always happens.
Well, it's like with OnlyFans. They're essentially the same as OnlyFans girls. Like with the economy shit and like people wising up to their bullshit, their money's drying up and they don't have any content. So all they can do is fight each other for drama.
Yep. Trying to take out the competition.
Well, and also like give an enemy. Because the thing, like, a huge part in creating a following is to create an identifiable enemy for people to rally against. And like, who are the PUAs going to fucking rally against if not other PUAs? They can't rally against women because they're trying to get with women.
Agreed.
They can't rally against simps because that's their bread and butter. So the only people that PUAs can hate and not alienate their audience too much is other PUAs.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I'm definitely going to be making a stream on this. The word incel. I gotta talk on it because now they're using it as a insult and they have no idea what the word even means or what it truly means. They're calling men that can obviously get laid incel just because they didn't like what they said. So it's going to be a good stream, gentlemen. Hopefully you'll jump on there.
Incel has become code for you said something that I don't like.
Pretty much, and it's fucking hilarious. Like, I guarantee you, eventually they'll call somebody like Robert Downey Jr. an incel. Just because. You're like, wait, what? I get more puniti than you'll get in 100 lifetimes. What are you talking about?
Well, let's be fair. They call fucking Chronic an incel, and apparently there's photos floating around somewhere of Undead Chronic equals incel on a woman's written on a woman's bare ass. So I ain't seen them, but heard that they've been seen. So
I know. Chronic is definitely not incel. No, not even far.
But that's what they call them, because like these are guys who are fucking so desperate for pussy that they're going for bussy. So
oh shit. Oh, Max Simon, once again, thank you for the $5. You're donating a lot today. Goddamn. Thank you very much. You missed my last chat. Don't forget to check out TFM and Stardust. TFM, he's regularly on my not regularly, but he's on my live streams here and there. Stardust, I'm gonna see if I can get him as a guest. I would love to talk to Stardust because I'm sure he was one of the OGs when it comes to pretty much Black Pill. So I would love to talk to him. He's definitely a very intellectual person. You know, he's not the person like, oh, life is hard. Oh, society sucks. No, he actually has great talking points. So I'll see if I can get in contact with Stardust. Oh, and TFM will be back as well. But besides that, damn, an hour 30 minutes. I didn't even do any shills yet. If you want to support your boy Sir Yeetus, there's a link on top of the chat. Cash App / Sir Yeetus. Best possible way to donate because the money goes directly to me. Or you can do what Simon has been doing the entire stream. Thank you very much. You can super chat or super thanks. Any type of donation is appreciated, okay? It's all good in the neighborhood. But if you can't donate, it's no big deal. It's none. I don't survive on YouTube like, you know, John Anthony Lifestyle and Playing with Fire.
Well, like, let's be honest. Anything donated to YouTube, like 30% of that goes to Susan right out the gate. So
yeah, which still pisses me off. Like, what the fuck did you do? Like, but it'd be more reasonable if it was like 15%. Like, oh, okay, but 30? Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, well, the fucking like, let's be honest. Like, they're running at a loss anyway with YouTube. I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure.
Like, I'm pretty sure YouTube runs at a loss. Like these companies, they make their money by selling your data.
That and a shit ton of advertisements.
Let's think. They sell your data to advertisers, and then they sell the ad space.
Pretty much. And I've noticed more and more big YouTubers. They're like, I don't wanna really deal with YouTube anymore. I'm gonna switch over to the alt tech, which I will be doing as well.
Yeah, and I've noticed more people are abandoning Twitch too. So,
oh, you're talking about the softcore platform?
Yeah, the
you can't
the softcore porn platform that also hosts gaming.
Oh, you can't even say that anymore. So, a woman got her cheeks clapped twice on that platform.
But meanwhile, a VTuber can't even have a model with underboob.
Banned.
Like legit. That has actually happened. Like, you can get your fucking, like, if you're fucking meat space, you can be wearing basically nipple pasties and getting railed on cam. But if you're an anime girl, then you can't show underboob.
Or if you're a man, you're just banned for no reason.
Yeah, no, like if you're a man, then yeah, no.
Yep. Odyssey and Rubble are the big things that are happening right now. On top of locals is also getting traction as well. So it's not gonna look good for YouTube within 10 years. I already know that.
Yeah, no, I'm like, I can't do Cash App, but I actually just had an alternative mentioned to me by V earlier. I'll be looking into Skrill. I don't know if anyone else has tried that one, but it might be an option.
Which I just might do as well, because I'm telling you, gentlemen, I can't be 100% me while on YouTube. I'm sure you guys already know that. I can't truly talk how I want to talk or certain topics. So,
Yeah, well, that's why I got Streamlabs and I've started multi-streaming. So anytime I put a stream on YouTube now, I'm also streaming to Odyssey.
oh yeah, best believe, gentlemen, I'm letting you know right now, I'm gonna stay on YouTube, but for the next few months, I will focus more on Odyssey and Rumble. So,
At the
just look
very
forward
least,
to that.
having everything mirrored there as a backup.
Oh yeah, yeah. Everything will be mirrored, but I just may have like exclusive live streams over there. Because if I have it here, I'm fucked. Gentlemen, do you understand my frustrations that I'm happy I'm having right now when it comes to accountability? It's like the government is the baby mama and the masses in society is just a bunch of children running around all over the place. And as soon as you try to say like, "Hey, stop that shit," you know, the state is like, "Hey, don't you tell my child what to do. He ain't your child. It's my child. My child can do whatever he wants." Blah, 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 blah. That's pretty much how I can sum up the lack of accountability in society. It's pretty much a baby mama situation, and you're the stepfather, and you know stepfathers can't say shit, right? Because you're not the father. I that's the best way I can describe it. What about you, Gray?
Yeah, no, accountability, like, it's beyond frustrating these days to be seeing people who, like, they might have potential, but they're screwing themselves day after day, and it's like, I can't stop them. Can't stop them from screwing themselves, and sometimes when I even try to reach out to stop them, like, they fucking get all snappy and fight back, and it's like, look, I'm not gonna fucking deal with your bullshit. Because I got enough of my own shit to deal with.
And then they act all shocked.
Yeah,
And
all
they
fucking
get angry
shocked
at
and
us.
yeah, they get all fucking shocked and indignant. It's like, you're fucking yourself up here.
When men want to be secluded, when men just backs away from society as a whole and do their own thing, even worse, they go overseas and not come back. All they act all confused. Like, where you going? Get back here and pay for my food stamps with your taxes. Like,
Come back here,
no.
or come back here and pay for my dinner. Like, I don't feel like ordering DoorDash tonight, so I'm gonna open up Tinder.
Get back here, be my wage slave, and take care of children that are not even yours. Like, no, I'm going overseas. And have you noticed all those videos popping up even more? Like all these women like just going nuts on men that get the passport boys movement. A lot of men are getting passports right now.
Yeah, and it's like, And they're shooting themselves in the foot because them freaking out over the passports and calling the dudes names is like, do you, like, I'm not really a big fan of the phrase, you catch more flies with honey than vinegar. But that's exactly what they're doing. Is like, you are just being a case study for exactly why these men are fucking off in the first place.
Agreed. Agreed. It's just like, oh, how would you call it? The cognitive dissonance. Like they truly can't comprehend on, like, in a sense of,
Yeah. That's not cognitive dissonance per se. That cognitive dissonance is where you're holding two contradictory ideas in your head at the same time.
um, mm, I'll have to describe it a certain way, but you know what? I've been up all night. It'll take me a minute.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, gentlemen, it's just crazy. Uh, how you say how many men are just becoming red pilled or MGTOW, and they don't even realize it. They don't even have a name uh associated. They just go to self-preservation at this point. They're like, nah, fuck this, fuck society. I'm doing my own thing, or I'm just straight up leaving. I'm getting out of here.
Yeah. Let's be honest, this recession is doing more to get men to stop subscribing to OnlyFans than red pill videos are.
That is true.
Like, you can tell them day in, day out, you're wasting your fucking time and money on OnlyFans. Like, stop paying women to not fuck you. But instead it's like, hey, look, you got to pay this much for fucking groceries now. You don't have an extra $50 a month to blow on OnlyFans. That'll get them to fucking drop it. Like, maybe, like, they might go like a week eating fucking super cheap, and then they'll go, you know what? Fuck this shit. I'd rather get fucking meat that I can eat here rather than looking at pictures of meat that I can't touch.
Which is a crazy phenomenon. I'm like, why are men paying for things that they can just literally see for free?
Oh god, I think like, what if you made an OnlyFans that was just pictures of well cooked food? Be like, you're paying $50 to look at a picture of something that you could be eating right now.
I guarantee you'll still make money. I guarantee you would make good money.
Well, if it was served on a sexy woman, you'd probably make money, but
True. No. Fuck the sexy woman. Just set that on its own. Like, just name it like food corn, and then it's just straight up like delicious food you made. I guarantee you make thousands a month. Guaranteed.
so any decent chefs in chat who are good at food photography, there's how you can make your fucking side hustle right there.
Shit, all these men they're paying for everything at this point, so might as well do something stupid about it. Shit.
Yeah, pay to look at the fucking steak while you're eating instant noodles.
But what's up, Rishi? He says, "What's up, my shriggers?"
What's up, Rishi?
Oh yeah, I still need to talk about, like, a lot of people like, oh, Rishi said the N-word. Rishi said the N-word. I'm like, I guarantee you it wasn't the hard R, but I'm not stopping people from saying the word. I tell people it's all about the context of the situation. Okay.
This ain't a fucking back alley in New York, people. You ain't gonna get shanked for that here.
Right. I made a video.
Now, Susan might, but we won't.
Yeah, but I made a video a couple weeks ago, or last week, I think it was, and it was about this blonde college chick talking about, oh, we made the N-word, so why can't we say it? I'm like, context, bitch. Context. Why would you go up to a bunch of black people and say the word and act like nothing's gonna happen? Like, why?
Yeah.
There's a reason why you can't say it. Like, what the fuck? It's like,
if you go up to a dude that like any dude that you don't know and say, hey, you piece of shit motherfucker. Yeah, you're probably not walking away with all your teeth.
Or walking up to the vice president and say, "You whore."
No, walking up to the vice president's wife.
Yeah, I guess I can call the first dude a whore. I guess.
I mean, you kind of got to be specific. Like, if you don't say man whore, then he's going to be kind of confused.
He'd be like, "How do you know?"
He's going to be like, "Shit, was it you who made my ass sore last night? Fuck, I knew I shouldn't have downloaded Grindr."
Hey, yo.
Hey, we've seen what these fucking politicians get up to and the kind of diseases they're contracting these days.
That is true. That is Rishi.
Like,
I will watch your stream. Whoa, you deleted your stream, did you? No, it has to be on Odyssey. I'll check out your stream. Oh shit! But once again, it's all about context. If you're using that word in a derogatory manner, then yeah, you're being a shithead. But if you're using it in any other way, I'm not making a big deal. I'm just not. But don't be a fucking idiot. Walk up to a bunch of Crips or Bloods or whatever. You white yourself, right? White as snow, and thinking that you can say the word and get away with it. If they don't know you, you're getting fucked up.
I mean, let's be honest. Like, if you're walking up to a bunch of Crips and Bloods as a white dude, like, you're asking for trouble even if you don't say it.
That's what. Well, yeah, true. Like, you're like, yo, like, do you know where you at, son? Like, but come on, gentlemen. It's simple context. It's simple. It's all about how you use it. All right. I don't want to hear that bullshit. Oh, it's my First Amendment right. Yeah, it's your First Amendment right, but it doesn't protect you from getting your ass whooped.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like technically, I have the right to walk up to anybody and call them whatever name I want. But that's the thing. Like, you walk up to some random dude and call him a piece of shit motherfucker, he's probably going to hit you. And you wouldn't be surprised by that. You'd be like, you know what? I had that coming. But you make it one specific word, and then you're like, oh, no, I should be able to say that to anybody without consequences. No, bitch. No.
You're an idiot. You're an idiot. Go up to the president of China and say Winnie the Pooh. Let's see how that goes.
Well, we won't see how that goes because you'll be in a best case scenario, you'll be turned into a fucking political prisoner. You'll be used for a fucking hostage exchange with an actual criminal.
All I said was Winnie the Pooh.
And by the time that they get you back, you will be so broken in mind and body that you're going to die shortly afterwards, even if you survive the time there.
No, all I'm saying is, just because you could doesn't mean you should. As simple as that. Like, come on, chat. Like, it was hilarious, all the comments I was seeing on that video. My First Amendment, how dare you? All right, I'm not stopping you. Go ahead, go up to a black person and say the word. Just go up to a random black. If you're white or whatever, Mexican, go up to a black person and just say the N-word.
I mean, if we're being completely honest, there's probably a whole bunch where the dude would probably just look at you kind of weird and like fucking walk away and think that you're a piece of shit. Like, it wouldn't necessarily result in immediate violence.
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, if they don't know you, or the community doesn't know you.
I'm not talking like random. Like, if you went up to a black dude in suburbia.
Oh, that's different. Okay.
Like, that's the thing. Like, it's the difference between doing it like in the fucking like urban areas where they're looking for an excuse to kick the shit out of somebody. But if you do it to someone who, you know, actually has status and something to lose by interacting with the cops, then they'd probably just dissociate with you the same way that you dissociate from a random crackhead screaming motherfucker at you.
Right. Yeah, but that's all I'm saying, chat. Like, I don't know what was the big uproar on that one video I made.
Honestly,
come on.
Like, I'll be honest, I think part of it is fucking NPC programming. Like there's just this weird outrage, like in particular conservative stuff, about being able to say the N-word. For some reason, it seems to be like a trope going around that you should be able to say it. It's like, because like it's said on the radio, like just like they don't get, they want to say it. And I've straight up said to someone who was complaining, just say it right here, right now. Who the fuck's gonna stop you? Just say it.
Yeah,
and they won't.
Say it. Just say it. Like what he says. Actually, yes, it's everyone's right to assault anyone else. Yeah, go right ahead, assault as many people as you want. Go to as many people and say as much bullshit as possible. It is within your right, within the First Amendment. But it won't save you from cracked or broken ribs.
Yeah, because that person's just got to matter. Like, is me, like, this person said something that I find really fucking insulting. How badly do I want to beat the shit out of them right now? And is it worth having to deal with the cops after?
Right. But guess what?
And the more familiar they are with violence, the less they're going to hesitate.
Yeah. Some people won't give a fuck.
Like, I guess the thing, like, if someone weaker than you came up to you right now and to your face called you a bitch, would you just take that? I'm willing to bet most of you wouldn't. But it is within their First Amendment rights to call you a bitch.
I'll give that weaker person a chance to correct himself. You know, like, hey, like, what'd you say? Like, repeat that one more time. I'll give him a chance. But if they say it again, then, you know, like, we're throwing hands.
You know? But that's the thing. But they're well within their rights.
Yeah, it's your right. I'm not
well within their First Amendment rights to do that. The government does not swoop out of the fucking sky to arrest someone for that kind of talk. They'd probably like to, but they don't. Or
yeah, don't
they
have the
can't
resources.
yet. They can't yet. Give it time.
They don't have enough giant drones to like freaking swoop down like a hawk and take you to jail. Not yet.
Not yet.
It just blew my mind. It just blew. I'm like, yo, are y'all really upset about this? That I'm like this woman on TikTok, safe in her home, complaining on why she can't say the N-word. I'm like
here's I can tell you how to do it. Step 1, turn off your phone. Step 2, say the N-word.
Just say it. Behind closed doors in your house, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. But they are complaining that they can't say it around black people. I'm like, you know why? That's why you don't say it.
Yeah, and it's like, for fuck's sake, it's like, do you have any reason to want to interact with a black person aside from saying the N-word in front of them?
Which is fucking weird in itself.
Because quite honestly, if you had a good rapport with a black dude in private to begin with, you probably would be able to say the N-word in front of them.
I agree. Completely agree. It's just a lot of, you know, hardcore Constitution people just came out of nowhere. Yeah. Freedom of speech.
Right? Yeah, it's like, no, you don't want freedom to speak. You want freedom to be an asshole without consequences. And
agreed.
Like, no, that's not something fucking admirable right there. You're not being fucking stunning and brave by dropping the N-word. Like the fucking little old lady standing on the street corner with a fucking anti-vax sign. No, that's a person who's got more balls than you, because that's shit that, you know, could actually get you in trouble.
Yep. Lose job, get some crazy liberal to try to beat them up, etc.
That's the thing. Like these people are more fucking upset about not being able to say the N-word than they are about being able to say what a fuck a vaccine is. That should tell you where their fucking priorities are.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. But I'm gonna address this right quick. Real talk, $10 donation. Thank you very much, man. I greatly appreciate that shit. Once a few control the money supply, every facet of life will follow. Look at what is that? Whatever tube
Just whatever tube.
or the mega farms today. Our minds get fed garbage just like our bellies. Even our cars are getting crap ethanol. I agree. Hold up. What do you mean by? You're gonna have to address that in the comments, real talk, if you're still here. What do you mean by the popsicle stick and stuff?
I know it's probably like an emoji or something that just didn't register.
No, okay. But everything else, yeah, I agree. This is definitely not a coincidence. It's definitely not by design. Like it is by design. I mean, it is so that the powers to be will keep you weak, keep you frail, lazy, emotional, etc. Because that's a lot easier for them to control. They don't want a bunch of burly, strong, scary-looking masculine men questioning their authority. They don't want that.
You know, I just realized it. These people are more upset that you can't say the N word on TikTok than they are upset that you can't say white lives matter. That's where their fucking priorities are.
It's I'm not even going to try to question it. That would just it would just get too out of control. But hey, man, you good to go? We pretty much talked about everything today.
Yeah, I think we've done a pretty good deep dive here.
All right, it is good. And Rishi, he said he will talk about this tonight or tomorrow. I'll be looking forward to your stream, man. I'm looking very forward. But thank you, everybody that joined today. Maximum participation. I love the questions that you guys gave us as well. That gives a lot more insight or input that you have in the stream. Maximum participation. But this is Sir Yeetus. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the shit ton of gems in our ramblings that we gave you guys today. And I will see you later. Expect a video later on today. I am out. Peace.
Peace out, everybody.